All right, Antwon, so great to see you again, live in person or virtually in real time. I
Yeah.
think this is the first time that we've spoken in real time. Of course, we've texted and emailed um, since I met you in the park that day. That was like about a month ago. Um,
Yeah, that was about a little over. That was like towards the end of May, I
yeah, I
think,
actually remember
28th.
exactly how many days ago it was because I'm on day 80 of my solid food vacation now, and that was day I think
Wow.
46
Oh, wow.
or maybe 49. But it was over. It was yeah, you're right. It was about a little over a month ago.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we were both working out there in the workout park, and and then we got to talking. And why don't you tell me in your words how that interaction went down, and then we can
Yeah.
follow through with the with how with what was exchanged, and then how you got started.
Yeah. So you and I were in the workout park, and you were doing some lunges, I think, or you were doing your workout and I was doing mine. But as I was working out, I always kind of noticed how people work out, and I noticed that you were working out pretty well. So I said to myself, well, without seeming like a creeper or anything, maybe just simply ask. Like I'm very open, so maybe just
Yeah,
ask, what this gentleman is doing that has him, so lean and so fit,
thank you.
during your workout. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? When he walks by, I'll just say hello, give a nice little greeting, and then just ask, what are you doing? Any recommendations, things like that. And to my surprise, you responded very well.
Well, thanks. And also, I was kind of, I was like recording my workout video there in the park too. So
Oh,
I was
that's
trying to
right.
like set up my camera. I had my shirt off, and
Yeah, I
you can
remember.
know it's on YouTube now, so you can see. And I was like kind of bashful, feeling kind of awkward. Like had my camera set up on my bicycle, and in fact, that was long enough in my juice feast that I felt lean enough that I could like take off my shirt and work out and like show off my physique a little bit that I had worked really hard for. And I thought it was like really nice of you to be like, hey man, you're looking really good. Like, can you train me? Can you offer me some tips?
Yeah.
And I looked at you and I thought, and I mean, we're both out here in this workout park. Like, all the gyms are closed, and you're working out here really hard. So it's not like you're some newbie to this, And I looked at you. I was like, you are stronger than me and have, I'm sure of it, more muscle on your body than me. And you were talking, and you were like, look, I've done cardio. Should I do cardio? Should I do this? And clearly you had like tried a lot of things. So it wasn't like you were someone who was just like didn't know anything. And I at first was like kind of, um, I just went into it and started talking to you about this juicing stuff I was doing. And at first I was kind of shy about it, but how did you receive that information when I told you?
And I was actually, honestly, really excited about it and maybe it's the way you just described it to me, but when you said juicing, like it just immediately captured my attention. Because you hear about juicing, through hearsay or secondhand or through the internet, but the way you were explaining it to me was you were a great marketer for this for this for this juice piece because it was really good the way you described it. And when I heard it too, I thought like, so a few years ago, I had decided to do the lemonade diet. You may have heard of
Yeah, the
that before.
master cleanse. I've never done that myself. I've heard about it. I've had friends who do it. I drink lemonade water in the morning, so I'm curious to that. But how did that go for you?
Well, when I did it about 3, 4 years ago when I was living in New York, and I lasted for 2.5 days.
That's not bad.
And one reason why was because I wasn't really prepared
Yeah.
like I could have been, especially do it for the duration of 10 days.
Uh huh.
So when you mentioned juicing, it just kind of immediately took me back to that moment, and I was like, you know what? I love to challenge myself. I love to set goals to myself. I said this could be a perfect opportunity to set a healthy goal for me to set and then reach.
That's
So all
awesome.
that was going through my head while you were
That's awesome.
explaining to me the cleanse. So I was like, oh, this is great. This is perfect.
Yeah. So how did the juicing? compared to the Master Cleanse and like difficulty?
Oh, I think the juicing for me personally was a way better and a lot
Yeah,
easier.
yeah,
With the Master Cleanse, it's like 4 or 5 components, but the juicing is so many other flavorful, um, bountiful components that makes it not only taste good, but also made it enjoyable to actually do. So for me personally, I probably will never do the Master Cleanse again,
yeah.
but will always opt to doing the
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, juicing is something you can work into your daily routine, whether or not you're doing like a 100% juice fast or not.
Mm.
I've never tried the Master Cleanse. I've been curious to try it. From what I gather, it's basically you just drinking lemons, lemon water with like honey in it all day.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
like
it?
lemon, honey, cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper.
Yeah, and just water.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds harder, even though I guess the honey you're getting some sugar, so it's not like a complete water fast, but it still sounds a lot harder than the juices where you're really not
Big time.
hungry when you do it. Um, so you were pretty excited, it sounds like, and which I
Definitely.
was kind of surprised by because I've told some people about it, but I've always I mean I remember when I first learned about it, I was like I even had it. I had a juicer at that point when I first learned about it, but I was just like kind of overwhelmed to think about all the juices I would have to make in the morning, like getting up early.
There you go.
Excuse me, I think I got cut my internet cut out for a second there. Anyway, as I was saying, when I first started learning about juices, I was really eager to try it, but I was a bit nervous to or overwhelmed to like think of man, I'm gonna have to like make all these juices, but get these mason jars, store them, tote them around. It's gonna be a lot of work, etc. So how did you feel about that when I kind of told you, hey, this is what you got to do if you want to like lean up or whatever?
Yeah, again, I was kind of up for the challenge. I feel like you only get out of something what you put into it. So when you told me, like I was saying, I was just going in my mind all of the, work and preparation I would have to put into it. But I was like, you know what? I like a challenge. I like to have something in front of me and reach a goal. So all those type of things were, they definitely weren't fun off to me. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get all the supplies. I'm going to get all of the things I need so I can be prepared and just stick to it. And that was like the main thing that I was thinking when you were explaining me was involved. So I was
Yeah,
definitely up for the challenge for sure.
yeah, I was impressed, and we were emailing a lot those first few days, and I was saying, oh yeah, you're gonna need mason jars, you're gonna want these lids, you're gonna want like a mesh filter,
Yeah, and I'm
things
glad
like
that you
that.
like hyperlinked all that too, because I literally
Yeah,
just clicked on it, went to Amazon, bought it, clicked on
nice,
it, went to Amazon, bought it. So that was
nice.
perfect.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what
you
I
were
would have
very
done.
thorough in like
I
all of everything that I needed
yeah,
for it. So that was
yeah.
great.
You were the first person I've ever you know told, well, I guess worked with to kind of coach their experience. So then you got started, and how many days did you do?
So I got started and I did it for 7 days.
Wow,
It's a
that's
7 day
that's
cleanse.
impressive, man. I mean, 7 days right off the bat. My first time I did 3 days, and then I built it up from there. But 7 days off the bat is impressive.
It was definitely a little challenging at first.
Yeah, tell me about your
I
routine and your experience.
what's that?
Tell me about your routine and your challenges at first.
Yeah. So I started on a Monday. So that weekend, I had went to Trader Joe's, Costco, bought a lot of organic fruits and vegetables for all the recipes. I had my juicer already, the jars I had ordered. I basically took that entire week, everything, and then the last thing I got were all the fruits and vegetables. And then Sunday night, just the email that you sent me, I looked up the recipes, those two that you sent me,
Hmm.
and I just started juicing them, and it was actually sort of therapeutic, just like
Yeah,
it's chopping up your stuff and just juicing, and I had some music going, and it took, like
yeah,
you said, about an hour or so. But it was fun. I made sure I time out of my day to devote to doing that, to be prepared. So it was good. I didn't have too many challenges. Like I said, I made sure I planned, and I just wanted to kind of go all in with the
Yeah.
juicing. So I didn't do any solid foods at all. I just jumped into the juicing right away. I had all my supplements,
Nice.
flax oil,
Yeah.
everything set up so that when I started, I could just have everything I needed without having to panic about getting anything, you know?
And your first couple days, were you hungry? Did you miss the solid food?
Oh, I definitely did. The first day, Sam, was hilarious. I was so hungry. I was really fatigued. I think I took a nap that day, during the day, which I hardly ever do. I was definitely fatigued. My energy was a little low.
Yeah.
Which I was happy for the supplement too. That definitely helped.
Yeah.
And I was craving like solid food. I think I had a dream I was eating like a burger or something.
Wow.
And I woke up and I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is crazy."
Damn.
But I was like,
you powered through it.
So yeah, once that first hurdle, once that got off that first hurdle, that first day or two, the rest of the week was a cakewalk because I was in a routine. So that definitely helped out. But that first day was a little bit rough.
Interesting. Yeah, people talk about, detox symptoms, like in their first day, maybe the change in routine from eating solid food or having all that fresh nutrition juice flood into their system and maybe releasing some toxins that might have had something to do with why you're feeling tired. But it's good that you listened to your body and were able to nap. And luckily, I think, are you working from home right now?
Yeah, I'm working from home now. I've been working from home since about March or so, which is also why I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, me too.
Like you mentioned, to be in the park because you're like, we're home, we're in quarantine. I don't have anywhere to go. And, obviously you go to the restroom a lot, and it's right here. So there was nothing that prevented me from doing it. I thought this was like a perfect opportunity because I never know if I'll have this opportunity to be home all day long every day again.
That's why I started too. This long one that I'm on because I don't have to carry these things around. I don't have to kind of beat traffic to get into work.
Yeah, definitely.
What were your favorite juices?
So my favorite juices are the ones that you sent me. I think it's the lemon ginger. I forget the name.
Lemon Ginger Blast.
Yeah,
the name is a bit.
I'm actually drinking that one right now.
Oh, nice.
One of my go-tos.
It's a funny name, but it's
my favorite.
Yeah, it's good.
No.
I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. What do you put in that? Because people have different kind of twists on how they make it.
Yeah, so I basically stuck with everything that you said in the email. I had the 3 to 4 apples, the cucumber. I have a lot of celery, a lot of parsley, a lot of cilantro. I have the lemon with no peel, the ginger. So that's what I mixed in this. It's really good.
Nice.
And also the first one, I forget the name of that one too, but it has the apples and the carrot, the pear.
Yeah, that one's really good too.
That
sweet.
one's also my favorite.
Yeah,
those are pretty much my two staple juices that I use.
Yeah, that's what I do too. And then kind of build on top of those. With the lemon ginger blast, I also put in turmeric and habanero, which is can make it a little spicy, but I've grown to like that. And then that carrot, apple, pear, ginger one, I also put in spinach sometimes too.
I use spinach for that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and kale in my juicing.
Yeah, and
the apple one. Yeah.
Yeah, and the kale tastes a little more like vegetal tasting. I think the spinach is kind of a little more sweet, but I try to do them both. I try to get a variety, and it sounds like you did a good job of that too. So, after your first couple of days, did you notice any energy changes? Did you notice any emotional changes? How did you feel?
I definitely had some energy changes. Like I was mentioning the first day, but I was really fatigued, and I guess through that detox phase. A few days later, my energy got back up, and towards the end, my energy was kind of a little low. Emotionally, I actually was pretty good. I, didn't have any hangry moments or anything like
That's
that.
good.
I mean, there were times where I wanted solid food, but I wasn't, upset about it or emotional about it. But I was more so just like focused on my goal, So
Yeah.
it was kind of like the drive to get to that 7-day mark.
Yeah.
I was actually really excited about that too. And I guess what helped me was just being prepared, setting that goal, and just kind of having my mind focused on reaching it.
Yeah, yeah, having everything you needed there, your produce, your tools, definitely. And how was it to kind of, I know we're in quarantine now, but how was it incorporating the juices in your life through that week? I mean, like you probably, I think you said you went hiking with some friends. You did have work meetings. Luckily, since you're working from home, that made it probably a little bit easier. But did you tell your friends and family? I think you said you had like a sister or a family member that did some juicing.
Yeah. So with my juicing, like I was mentioning, I decided to just kind of cold turkey, so to speak, and just jump right into just juicing, no solid food for about 7 days. And the fact that we were working from home, that helped out a lot. I didn't have to go out anywhere. I did have to turn down some invites from friends for some outdoor seating, which is kind of tough. I love seafood.
Yeah.
And some friends were like, hey, we're going to pick up some seafood. You want to come? And I was like, no, I'm going to do things. And then another friend of mine, I wanted to go out to for some food, and I had to decline as well. So that was a little tough.
Yeah.
But by that point, I had already invested so much into it, time and energy and buying the products. I was like, I'm definitely going to finish this out.
Yeah.
But I did tell my friends and my family. Actually, my sister was the one who kind of piqued my interest at first. She had started juicing about a week before I had, met you. And she said, I'm just going to start juicing. I'm just going to start incorporating some juicing in my diet. And she found this book in our house that had a lot of juice recipes. So I was like, that sounds cool. I might try it with you. And then I met you, and then everything kind of came full circle.
Wow.
So
that's interesting.
That definitely helped me out a lot. And since I've started like juicing, people are asking me, what are you up to? Why are you at home? And so this is like a perfect segue into like what I've been doing the past 7 days. And so when I tell them that I've been doing a juice cleanse, everyone's like, tell me more. So it's kind of cool because
that's awesome.
I got to tell you, Sam, I've sent, I think, 10 of my friends and 2 of my colleagues so far the recipes from Bill Cross, the one that you sent me. I've sent that to them. Yes, definitely. I've sent that to them because so many people have inquired about what I'm doing, juices that I'm drinking, and it has been super nice. I even told about my best friend. And he was like, oh, I remember, when you tried the lemonade diet, you lasted for 2.5 days. And he and his wife, his wife started, laughing at me like, oh, you're not going to last. But he was like, you know what? This was 4 years ago when you did this. You're a new Antwon, a different person. I actually have faith in you. And so when he said that to me, I was like, you know what? This is the kind of positive feedback that I need to stick to this. So that definitely helped a lot.
That's good.
A whole lot. And of course you have, a few folks who are, have their opinion about doing juice cleanses. I think one person told me that it was sounded like just a fad.
Yeah.
Another person who said, oh, it's just water weight. You'll gain it all back. But fortunately for me, I don't really listen to opinions like that, especially when I was like physically seeing the results for myself.
Yeah.
That was enough for me to continue doing it without, having any negative comments kind of throw me off course.
Yeah. So tell me about some of those results. What did you see?
So I definitely, the first couple of days, I was noticing in my face and my neck area was really thin. And I was on a video call similar to like the one that we're doing with my manager, with my boss. And I was telling her, and she was like, "Oh, I can tell your face is like getting a little slimmer." And I was like, "I'm glad
That's
you can see
nice. That's a
that."
nice compliment.
So she was like, I don't normally do juice cleanses. I just don't have the willpower. But she was like, keep it up. And
Yeah.
some of my colleagues on my work meeting were saying that they noticed a difference too. Just, within the first few days. I was like, okay, this is definitely working for me. And in my midsection, I noticed a significant change in my midsection. It was slimming down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I had on certain shirts. And I just noticed that my midsection was definitely like slimming out a lot too.
That's great.
I did, yeah. So it was great. I did use the restroom a lot, and so that was a good
Yeah, you want to
significant
be.
sign for me too.
Yeah, you want to be eliminating. I mean, I know it's the kind of more dirty side of the juicing, but a lot of what you get out is fat and dead matter off your body,
Yeah.
and a lot of that dead matter is waste matter that your body doesn't have the energy because it's so busy digesting, doesn't have the energy to eliminate. So that's good that you were able to do that. That's a really important part, And like like we were saying, we were talking about, I'm on day 80 right now of my long one, and I'm still eliminating. Not as much as I was from like in the middle, from like day 55 to like 70. It's slowed down a little bit. I might be getting towards the end, at least I hope. But people have a lot of stuff backed up in them, and I think just that the 7 days you've done, you've seen that. So you were saying you're starting another juice feast, 7 days?
Yeah. So I'm on a juice feast now. I'm actually drinking
Nice.
the lemon glass. And I just decided to just do it again. I love the results that I had from 2 weeks ago, the 7-day cleanse that I did, and I got so much good, feedback from friends and family and stuff. So I said, you know what? Let me just do this. Let me do it again. So I'm doing it, and I feel like it's a lot easier this time.
Yeah.
So I know what to expect. I know what I'm getting into. I know how to prepare even more.
Your body's probably gotten rid of some of the early stuff, and now it's like, give me more of that nutrition.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So
have you found yourself craving the fruits and vegetables more?
Oh yeah, definitely. I find myself just wanting to incorporate fruits and vegetables more in my diet in general. More That's so great. Than what I have already. And I also found that I have a less craving for other foods. Like I love desserts, but I haven't had a craving for those type of sweets for a while now. And even just like eating out in general, or even having like large meals, I never really did anyway. But I just have a desire to eat, large portions. I usually have small portions of food. Very little sweets or desserts are not a big thing for me anymore. So I feel like the juicing is definitely like reshaping my whole diet.
Yeah.
To a more healthier one.
That's great. And I mean, you can get some really sweet tasting juices that mimic those desserts, I've found, Yeah. I mean, not exactly like if your thing is like chocolate, that might be hard to recreate. But some stuff you can, and
yeah.
So I mean, it's good if you've got that sweet tooth. I think that's great. Let me see if there's any more questions I've got for you. That I know you mentioned that you had to turn down a couple people's invitations for going out to eat. That must have been kind of tough. I mean, I know that's something that I've kind of had to deal with a little bit. I mean, we're in quarantine now, so you can kind of have that excuse, or you can say, hey, I'm on a juice feast, so I can't. But, I mean, the world isn't built for people doing a juice feast or who are on a raw vegan diet. So, what do you think about that? Is that just kind of one of the things you just one of the challenges? You just roll with it? Or?
Big time. When you're in quarantine, you have friends who are inviting you out who you haven't seen, in 3-4 months. And so that was kind of hard too, because, with eating out, it's less a social thing than anything,
Yeah.
So I kind of had to turn down some invites to not only see, friends I hadn't seen in a while, but also the foods that I loved.
Yeah, I mean, I
Those
guess
are really big things.
you could go and bring your juices, but that's kind of not fun, you know.
Yeah, that I knew that wasn't going to be fun for me, and I
Yeah,
knew that would have put me in a not so happy mood.
yeah, yeah.
Having everyone around me eating the foods I love and smelling it, and drinking my green juice, it would have definitely tested my willpower. I will
Hmm.
say, but I just decided not to put myself in that situation from the start.
Yeah, yeah,
And once I explained, they're like, that's good. Keep up the good work. We'll catch up after you're done explaining. So, like I said, a lot of my friends were super supportive in my decision, and it didn't make me feel bad about it or anything like that too. So I was
that's
really
great.
happy that they were able to just like give their support in that way. It definitely helped me just kind of like stay the course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and your friends that have been open-minded to it, did they like? I mean, have the juicer can be expensive. I think a good juicer is a couple $100. Did they
Yeah.
buy one, or were they like? Did they kind of gasp at the
So,
cost of that, or what did they say?
well, I kind of gave them a forewarning, as far as like the price for the juicer. I did send it to one friend, and she did so. She bought it. She thought it would be a good, investment for her health, so that
Hmm.
was great. And I had another friend who looked at it and she was like, "Well, I'll see, but I'm getting it anyway."
Yeah,
And then I had another friend. I haven't really asked him if he purchased it or not, but
yeah,
I was really surprised about how many people were so open minded
yeah.
doing it. Like I mentioned, I sent it to a few friends, the recipes, and everyone's really willing to try it. I think it's because we talk about doing something that be healthy for you, that's different. Everyone's kind of a little more open minded to it. For the most part. And I
Yeah,
was happy to reference you and reference
yeah,
the information that you sent to me, and you sent me such a wealth that I felt fully equipped and competent to to
to
recommend
help
this and not
people.
having
That's
to
great. That's
yeah.
great.
So
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, people know better than maybe what they're doing. People know that.
hmm
Yeah, maybe I can be a little healthier. So it's good that they were at least open minded to hear you and be curious enough to maybe try it themselves rather than just you know reject the idea right away.
right,
Um,
exactly.
well, before my internet cuts out again, or in case it does, do you have any like questions for me, or should we just call it
Yeah.
a wrap?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's always good to see you one, and your 100-day juice feast has been phenomenal for me to hear for you about, and just want to see how you were doing. What changes have you seen from the past 50 days to
Yeah,
now? How are you feeling?
yeah. Um, I feel like I'm in the best physically. I'm very very satisfied with how I look and how my skin is, how I'm sleeping. Um, you know, I'm very satisfied with the physical results. I think because I'm still doing it now, it might take some. I might need some distance away from it before I can really look and say, yeah, I grew or spiritually or emotionally developed in this way. I mean, once I started eating again, whatever, kind of removed to see how it's affected me and changed me, but also how like my digestion will have changed or my energy
Yeah,
or whatever. I think my energy will probably start changing a lot once I start eating solid food again.
yeah,
I really wanted to just like get all the old processed food out of my system once and for all because I mean I've seen in the stuff that I've eliminated that its stuff is really old and that it could be causing bad emotions, maybe aches or pains, maybe things that I wouldn't know, what the benefit or the detriment would be. So, um, but I feel really good. I used to have some arthritis that's gone. My skin's good. My physique is as good as I could want.
yeah.
I
I actually noticed
so mhm.
similar to what you're saying too. Like, I was noticing that when I would jog, sometimes I would have some pains in my knee,
Yeah,
on my right knee, and ever since I started doing them, no lie, gone away. Like,
Really?
I run with no problem.
That's great.
So it's definitely having like definitely internal benefit.
That's great.
For me as well, similar to yours.
So like, and also just kind of getting out ahead of any health things that might be building up in me.
Yeah.
Was a big part of it, but it's hard to say if I want to like cleanse myself of old gunk that also might be having old emotions contained within it. And, I don't know if that stuff, if it's out of me yet, or if I've transcended that stuff yet. So, we should do another call once I'm like done with the juice feast. Maybe when I'm like in Florida or something, check in and I can like say, yeah, this is kind of looking back on it, I think what it's done for me, I would love to do that. And on that note, sorry for the technical difficulties, but on that note, Antwon, I'm going to end the call, wrap it up, get this posted. We should do another call, after I've broken this feast so I can look back on it and also to check in on your progress.
Yeah, also maybe do like a follow-up reflection type
for sure
thing, lesson learned, experiences.
Yeah,
I'd definitely be great for that.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for thanks for initiating this entire process. It's truly been life-changing, and definitely for myself and anyone else who is thinking about it or may have concerns or maybe a little apprehensive. Hopefully this helps to just kind of like ease all of that. Really do something that's going to benefit you for the long run. So
well put.
Good.
Because it's you hear about it and you hear about the possibility of it, and it's only kind of a rumor until you've tried it yourself or someone is looking you in the eye, being like, "Look, this is good. It's not dangerous, and I've been doing it this long," and I feel amazing. And rather than it's not a health risk, it actually helps you, and so I think that was what you said was well put. Well, thanks, Antwon. Until next time, take care.
Yeah, man. Take care.